leading, educating, healing, and comforting. They care, fight, and show up every day for the people of America. They and all Americans deserve the freedom to thrive. That is a bedrock principle of America's labor movement. Thank you, President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris, for your bold agenda to build back better, to improve the lives of Americans by overcoming this pandemic, transforming the economy so it works for everyone, confronting our divisions, and ultimately bringing us together so every person in America has the freedom to thrive. The 1.7 million members of the AFT are all in.
Enshrined in the Constitution, our public postal service has united the country for generations. Dedicated postal workers connect all of us with distant greetings, life-saving medicine, mail-in ballots, and so much more, even during this tragic pandemic. Good jobs, strong unions, and quality public services are key to the health of our communities and are at the heart of building back better. Let's grow our unions and protect and expand the public postal service, our national treasure.
My name is Adonis Brevard, and I'm a proud member of CWA Local 3204 in Atlanta. My coworkers and I helped turn out the vote to flip Georgia blue. Our union started in the telephone industry. We built and supported our national telephone network, connecting our country and negotiating for wages and health care to create a stronger middle class. CWA grew to include workers from many different occupations. Together, we fight for good, family-supporting jobs, to stand up against oppression, and do our work to sustain our communities. We're looking forward to working with President Biden and Vice President Harris to connect all Americans to broadband, help our country recover from the pandemic, and to ensure that all workers have the freedom to join together in a union to improve their workplace and their communities.
The International Association of Firefighters have fought to improve the working conditions and health and safety of our members for more than a century. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the White House, we know our successes are not constrained by the past. We know that with a president and vice president who understand the value of organized labor, who have our backs, we'll build better lives and livelihoods for all working people across our great nation. On behalf of our 324,000 union firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs, congratulations, President Biden and Vice President Harris. We look forward to building a better future with you.
The electrical industry has changed a lot since the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers was founded 129 years ago, but the IBEW has always been prepared to change with it. As proud as we are of our history, we stand ready for the future, training our apprentices for the careers of tomorrow and instilling a commitment to excellence unparalleled in our industry. I'm Carrie James, a journeyman electrician from IBEW Local 26 in Washington, D.C. I'm honored to represent the 775,000 brothers and sisters of our great union and congratulating President Biden and Vice President Harris. We're your partners and we're ready to build back better. Let's get to work.
We are growing again in strength, in confidence, and in unity. The fighting machinists are back.
My voice is the voice that guides you home safely each and every day.
24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
I'm a highly trained professional, given the trust of the flying public to get them to their destination safely.
I am proud of my profession and the quality of my work.
I must be 100% of the time.
I am a professional air traffic controller.
Congratulations, President Biden, Vice President Harris. We look forward to working with you in a collaborative manner to build the best aviation system for the future.
On behalf of the 3 million members of the National Education Association, America's largest labor union, We congratulate President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris on their historic inauguration. And we are thrilled to have the amazing Dr. Jill Biden, an educator and longtime NEA member, as our First Lady. We all believe in the promise of this nation, and America's educators look forward to partnering with President Biden to take on the challenges we face and to create a better America for we, the people, all of us. So let's take this time to celebrate this amazing victory, and then let's get to work.
Richard Fiesta, Alliance for Retired Americans, Union Retirees. I'll wait for 3. Union members may retire from work, but not from activism. It was union retirees who were the grassroots force behind the 1965 creation of Medicare, a tough multi-year campaign. Now, 61 million Americans can rely on Medicare. Union retirees are ready to join President Biden to strengthen Medicare and all retirement security, to keep Medicare strong and lower prescription drug prices, so that after a lifetime of work, a secure, dignified retirement awaits. We can't wait to get started.
We shouldn't have to worry about if our water is safe, or how we can get food to the table, or who's going to take care of my children, or how am I going to take care of myself. I want a better infrastructure.
Better healthcare.
Tener derecho a educación.
Affordable housing for everyone.
Better job security.
Fair immigration laws.
I want someone that's going to take charge, someone that has the experience and that can fight for us.
I'm old. I'm way older than I ever wanted to be. And I mean, here we are. And I need to know that you're concerned with my paycheck and my health insurance. That's what affects me.
No matter your skin color, your race, or where you come from, or your ethnic background.
We need change. I am supporting Joe Biden.
I'm supporting Joe Biden.
Because Joe Biden gets it.
He believes in unions. He believes in the fight for 15.
He cares about people. And that's the person we need in office.
I'm Jim Hoffa, President of the Teamsters Union. President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris have always stood with the middle class and working families. And today, the Teamsters Union, America's strongest union, stands with them at this historic moment. Together, we're going to build back better and build back stronger. Congratulations.
In this historic time in our nation, I'm so pleased to speak to my brothers and sisters who worked so hard to protect one another this past year, to protect this nation, and to bring a labor-friendly administration to the White House. Joe Biden has been a friend to the UAW and labor since his earliest days in public service, and Kamala Harris, the nation's first biracial vice president, was there when we needed her on the picket lines and in her voting record. This is a time to heal our nation and to recommit ourselves as working men and women to come together and restore America to the country we all need and want it to be. God bless America in solidarity.
The United Food and Commercial Workers are keeping America going during this pandemic.
We're keeping grocery shelves stocked so you can bring home food to your family.
We are protecting and powering our nation's food supply chain.
We're nursing and taking care of your loved ones.
And we're getting our country back on track with the COVID-19 vaccine.
We're proudly working at the front lines for America's communities, taking care of your family and taking care of each other.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Steelworkers Union, we want to congratulate you and the Vice President on your campaign and your election, and we look forward to working with you. As you know, our relationship with you and our union goes back many years, and your friendship and loyalty have been important to us through all those years. We look forward to begin the work of rebuilding our infrastructure, rebuilding our manufacturing base, and bringing good union-paying jobs to all Americans across the country. So again, you have our congratulations and our friendship, and we're ready to go to work with you.
Hello, everybody. It's so great to hear from all of the organizations, especially the labor unions. Thank you so much for making sure that all the workers are treated with respect and seen as equals. Thank you so much for that. Our next guest, I'm very excited to introduce. And actually, I want to tell you just a quick little story about her. I co-hosted The View with her, and she became a good friend of mine. One day, she told me two things that I've always carried in my heart, and I always think of it as two of the most important lessons I've ever learned. One is, you never know what you can get if you don't ask. I remember her saying, you got to ask to get stuff. What's the worst that they can do? Say no? And I thought, you're right. And the second one was, don't wait for opportunities to happen. Start working on them. Do them yourself. Don't let others tell you that you can't do it. If you want to do it, find a way to do it. I love that, and I love her. So help me welcome an amazing actress, singer, producer, and EGOT winner. It's the one and only Whoopi Goldberg.
Hey everybody, it's Whoopi Goldberg here, and I am so excited to be with you to kick off this year's inaugural activities and usher in a new era, thank goodness, for our country. This year has been a challenging one for many of us, but we should feel optimistic tonight for a very important reason. The reason is, in the face of these unprecedented challenges, I trust President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris. I think they'll be able to lead us through whatever we're going to be facing. On January 20th, I am truly excited to watch Joe Biden and Kamala Harris become the next president and vice president of the United States. And the best part of this is that everyone is invited. Yeah, everybody. This year's inauguration is taking place in living rooms across the country. I'm especially looking forward to Kamala Harris making history as she becomes the first woman, first African American, and the first Asian American vice president. This is such a historic moment for our country as we come together and welcome the new Biden-Harris administration. And just because we can't be together in person doesn't mean we can't unite around a national purpose wherever we are. Listen, everybody knows there's a lot of work to be done. So let's take a moment today and unite. Because by working together, it's possible we can restore the soul of America, bring the country together, build a better path towards the future. I'm thrilled to introduce President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. And thank you both so much for sharing your message of hope and laying out your vision and plans to beat the pandemic, build back our economy better, and unify our country. And to all the people watching from home, thank you for joining us. No matter who you are, where you come from, what you look like, what you believe, who you love, this inauguration is about all of us. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being part of this unprecedented moment in history. We can't do this without you.
Thank you, Whoopi. I love you. We all love Whoopi. Our next performance comes from the 2021 Column Project. Let's take a look.
A few months ago, I was introduced to a column, which is a South Indian geometric pattern of dots and lines. And we connected that to Kamala Harris's heritage and learned about its energy and the energetic welcome that it provides. We recognized that this would be a really great opportunity for a lot of people in America to participate in a cultural offering. Each of the dots in a column represents obstacles, and the lines around it are the way we flow. So we asked people to make a tile at home using paper and recycled campaign signs, or just simply cardboard, and put a little bit of themselves into coloring around the dots. We've had an incredible response in terms of participation, from the DC public schools, to yoga groups, to 5-year-old Savita, all the way to 95-year-old Rukmanianti. It's been an extraordinary community experience and a collective offering. Inauguration Kolam 2021 is a way for us to provide a different kind of energy for a new administration.
Kolam is a traditional art form from Tamil Nadu in South India. Women draw them on the floor outside their houses using powdered rice or rock. These geometric patterns, consisting of dots and lines, are a symbol of welcome and also a reminder to enter the house with positive energy. Kolams are ephemeral, as they are walked over and wiped away, making way for a new kolam the next day. Personally, I find drawing kolams very meditative. They have been my constant guide, helping me find solutions to many of life's challenges. Here is a quick lesson on kolams. We will start with the basics and work our way up in complexity. Kolams can be visual expressions of many life lessons. One such idea is that the dots represent obstacles in life, and weaving around them while maintaining a symmetry teaches you how to deal with real-life challenges. To give you an idea of the scale of the kolam installation, you can compare the 7-dot kolam to the 47-dot kolam, extending to about 60 feet in length.
A 47-dot kolam means 1,149 tiles. That's thousands of stories that we're going to weave together into a quilt-like ground cover somewhere in DC. Folks from around the world have been asking how they can be a part of this. So we're also doing a digital photo mosaic kolam. All you have to do to be a part is submit your picture with a kolam at 2021kolam.com.
We got a lot of unbelievably beautiful tiles, but the heart of this project is about the spirit and the stories of the people who participated. We had stories of joy and learning, kids finding ways to reinvent the kolam in art class. We're tying in history lessons about the Underground Railroad in their tile designs. We heard stories of healing. A woman lost her father to COVID a few weeks before she sat down to design her tiles. And she put all of that love and that grief and those memories of her father into her designs, and she found it therapeutic. Now, this woman was a stranger to me, but after we talked and I hung up, I just wept, both at her loss, but also at the beauty of this moment of connection. We hope it's clear that this project isn't about politics or about a political victory. It transcends that. I'm a Tamil mother raising 2 bicultural daughters in the US, and it's hard at times. But to realize that there's going to be a woman called Kamala Devi in the White House, and that there's a giant collaborative kolam that thousands of people were a part of is so moving. You know, it resonates not just because part of my cultural story is being represented, but it's also about opening the door to have more and more stories heard. And for many of us, that is one of the most beautiful parts of the promise of America.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Kolam Project. That was amazing to see. Our next guest is actually a stand-up comedian, as am I. So I am very excited to introduce her from one stand-up comedian to the next. Our next performer is a comedian that has something quite special in common with President-elect Biden. They have both dealt with stuttering. Let's hear what Nina G has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Nina G.
My name is Nina G, and I am the San Francisco Bay Area's only female stuttering stand-up comic. And clap for that, Mom and Dad. Thank you. My parents, America, Kathy and Jerry. So I am so happy to be here and to be part of this. I'm filming this at the Alameda Comedy Club. And I was born here in Alameda. And for the past almost 20 years, I have lived in Oakland, California, where Vice President, or soon to be Vice President Harris is from. And between the stuttering and between Oakland, I think I should be invited to pretty much everything. Like everything at the White House, I expect an invitation. Not the boring stuff, though. So, and I'm really excited about Jill Biden because I am Italian American like her, and also I went to community college, and she is a great advocate for that system. But I want to go on record now. I will not be calling her First Lady. I will be calling her Dr. First Lady. Right, Mom? You were mad at that. My mom was mad because of that whole doctor thing, especially when she found out that Dr. Jill is Italian. So the other thing that I got to do over the summer was there were a lot of ADA celebrations. The Americans with Disabilities Act turned the 30, and I got to do some cool shows online. Now, there were some people who told me that stuttering and dyslexia, because I also have that those aren't real disabilities. So I told them that if you look at the definition of what a disability is, according to the ADA, it's a physical or mental impairment that substantially results in having to deal with jerks. So, that's right. I'm pretty sure it qualifies. You know that I usually switch it up and put another word, but I'm trying to be classy here, Dad. I'm trying to be classy for the inauguration. So the other thing that happens when you stutter or when you have any kind of disability is that as soon as someone meets you, they magically and suddenly have a PhD in the thing you have. Oh my God. The advice all the time. It's always things like, just slow down and breathe. Are you breathing? Breathe. And you know, in the 40 years I've been stuttering, I've never thought of that. So thank you. Thank you. I guess I've been breathing this entire time. And when I go into groups, what I do is I tell them, I stutter and you're just going to have to wait for all of my brilliant ideas. And that's my way to advocate. It's my way to disclose. It's also what I think is a very charming way of telling them to shut the heck up. So that it also works there too. Thanks, Dad. The other, and I learned that from the family. That stands for the family of people who stutter. We are only 1% of the population, 1%. So when we meet each other, it's very, very special. And for me, growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of role models who stuttered. The one that was most accessible to me was a cartoon pig who didn't wear pants. I mean, he did kind of predict what the office attire would be for 2020 on Zoom, but not necessarily someone that an 8-year-old girl wants to emulate. But the past few months has been really cool to see and to hear about President-elect Biden's experience of stuttering. There's even some commonalities with myself because my mom also had to go down to the school and yell at some teachers. So there's that too. But he's not only shared his experiences, but he's also brought us with him. And we got to learn about Braden, a young man that President-elect Biden is mentoring. And it's really cool to see this family in the White House. And I'm very honored to be here, and thank you for having me. And I look forward to laughing a lot more in 2021 and beyond.
Great job, Nina. It's stand-up. You got to do stand-up in an inaugural event, like in the welcome event. That is amazing. I am so jealous. Coming up next, we have a Caribbean-American power couple, Carla and Marlon Hill. Both are proud first-generation Americans, active in their community, and passionate about art education. They are ecstatic to see the first Jamaican-American history-making vice president inaugurated on Wednesday.
This is Marlon and Carla Hill coming to you from Miami, Florida. We are so excited to be celebrating the 59th presidential inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. From the shores of Belize to the mountains of Brownstown, Jamaica, the beaches of the U.S. Virgin Islands, the savannah of Trinidad and Tobago, and the jungles of Suriname, we are so excited to be celebrating this special moment with all Caribbean Americans from across these United States of America, along with our neighbors, celebrating this special moment for all of us.
What a historic moment, and what an honor to be here on behalf of other immigrant kids like us. Our parents came here, mine from Trinidad and Tobago, Marlon came from Jamaica, and we are here representing the American dream for them. I'm here in my carnival garb because it is a celebration, but it's important to note that Carnival's roots started because our ancestors wanted to celebrate their freedom and all of the things that came with that. What an appropriate time to wear my carnival feathers and celebrate this historic moment in our nation's history.
You know, we're celebrating Joe and Kamala this week as they transition into leadership. But for all of us as Americans, for those who have been working on the front lines, our nurses and our doctors, many of them are Caribbean American as well. For those who have been teaching our children digitally in colleges and universities, for those who have been securing our nation in the military or our local law enforcement, for those who have been keeping our economy going in their small businesses as well, and for our artists who have been keeping our emotions and our sanity alive through their digital expression of their artistry. We just want to thank them from the bottom of our hearts.
Exactly. We hope to be together to see those live performances and all of those expressions of art and culture that the United States has sent around the world. And maybe we'll get a carnival in there, right?
Yeah, we have to get a carnival. We have to get a carnival. But listen, as we come together for our own national process of healing and moving forward to build our country back and to recover from this pandemic together. Please continue to be safe. Please continue to be healthy. Wear your masks so that we can recover together and come together to celebrate each other.
Thank you, Marlon and Carla, for this awesome, powerful